what's up, yo? So let's get off into our next read. We are about to talk about this little beef between Nicki and Ice Spice, and we're not gonna keep it long because I told y'all this shit was coming too. Did not necessarily say Nicki, but I told y'all that Ice Spice was not a girl's girl, and she was the type of bitch that would talk behind a bitch back. Now, although she did say shit about Nicki, I agree with Ice Spice in her response to Nicki trying to basically bully her. I always felt like this was a mismatch. I always felt like Nicki had been assigned to be Ice Spice's handler and to put her in front of certain people and to open doors up so that they could have access to her easily. When Ice Spice wore out her welcome or people start paying more attention to Ice Spice, Nicki turned on her. But we'll talk about that in Nicki's part of these cards. But I want to point out that I've also told y'all it's not always good to be, not even always. I've told y'all it ain't good to be the mixed piece of ass that's chosen, okay? This is all Ice Spice, her purpose was to be the chosen piece of ass, passed around talentless piece of ass. She went into that knowing that. She went into signing her contracts, doing what she needed to do to become popular and sit at the table with people, knowing that she had no talent, knowing that they were ultimately making a fool out of her, casting her out, and letting her take a giant ass step off into the abyss of nowhere. But don't feel sorry for Ice Spice because she signed that contract knowing that there was darkness. She knew enough about how the industry moved. There's her energy showing up in the Capricorn there. I guess that's her changing herself or losing more of herself the further she goes in this industry with these people until she finally taps out because she's about to start her countdown to the end of her 15 minutes of fame, too, courtesy of Nicki and courtesy of Nicki's fans. Y'all just watch what happens. Anyway, she went into this knowing that there was a darker side to it, but because she was receiving all that she wanted and there was no backlash, there was nothing going on, she was game for it. Like I told y'all, she would do anything to remain famous and to be famous. So knowing that, she still went into it. And now she cannot escape her fate. She's tied to or bound to whatever it is that her contractual obligations state that she must do in order to keep her career afloat. Now, I told y'all she's another microwavable artist. She will not be popular in 5 years. Within the next 3 years, she ain't gonna be doing nothing. I saw that she has Metro cards. I guess that's translating. That's for the public transportation up in New York. Um, that's like the end of the gamut for her. Okay, this beef between her and Nicki was very much so planned. It began as soon as it started. It ended as quickly as it began. Their friendship. Um, they were never friends. This was all a manufactured friendship to get us to buy Ice Spice's music, get us to conform to the fact that here's this light skinned woman who really looks like nothing in front of us. Let's call her beautiful. Let's get the world, or not the world, excuse me, because the bitch is not worldwide. Let's get the U.S. used to seeing this type of bitch so they'll conform to these images of this is what black beauty is or this is what beauty is. Before y'all start, oh, she's not black, she's Jamaican. Bitch, Jamaicans are black too, you stupid bitch. Like I said, they wanted to present her as the idea of what ghetto beauty is in the black community. And y'all bought it. A lot of y'all bought it because I see a lot of y'all running around calling this girl beautiful and she looked just like this fucking thing on this card. This is not a drag session on her, but it is what it is. Like I said, I don't feel sorry for her because she went into it believing the lies and knowing that she served a purpose. Like I said, she was the result of a curse being put over hip hop. She went into it conforming to the lies and being okay with the shit. Now that the tables have turned on her, she's feeling betrayed. Well, honey, you didn't have any friends sitting at that table anyway. But again, as long as you were sitting at the table, you were okay with stabbing black women in the back or black people as a whole. You know, she, of course, doesn't identify as an African American. but she identifies as a Jamaican American and a Dominican. You know, she was quick to disassociate herself from being black and American. Now that they have pushed her away from the table because they really didn't have a place for her anyway, they just used her for the piece of ass that she was. Now she's feeling betrayed. When she released that tweet or text or whatever it was, when she said, "You find out motherfuckers ain't girls for real," baby, you knew that. You just attracted like energy. Nicki is just like you. Nicki is not a girl's girl. That's why you were so eager to work with her. At the time when she jumped on the bandwagon of working with Nicki, Nicki hadn't had a fucking hit, y'all. And you can say what the fuck you want to say in these comments. Nicki is washed. She was washed then. Nicki used this. Nicki used Ice Spice to try to get some type of comeback in the industry. See, she made sure she stuck herself to what the industry had already put out there. Nicki was part of that crowd of people who are colorists and were buying into the mixed girl, the foreign black girl image. She was peddling that bullshit too. So she figures, why not get my comeuppance off of it too? I ain't had a hit, my shit ain't selling. You know, people ain't really fucking with me. I'm getting old, my ass spreading, liposuction ain't sticking no more. I need something else to put out there. So she puts up this raunchy ass video with Ice Spice rubbing her old ass hands all on that girl, and I don't give a fuck what y'all said. This shit looks perverse as a motherfucker. Ice Spice was like 20 years old and Nicki 41 years old. Then she was 41. The shit looked disgusting. But Nicki was doing what she needed to do. See, Nicki had to conform too because she's trying to exist still or live still in this industry. And like I said, she's washed. She know it. But because we are not feeling sorry for Ice Spice, this is more of a this is what you get reading. This is what you get for selling black women out. This is what you get for selling black people out. This is what you get for not identifying as a black American and you live your ass on American soil. That's what you get. See, Ice Spice went into this celebrating. Oh, the roads are open for me. I'm working with Nicki. I get a chance to do work with somebody that most people ain't gonna get a chance to see or work with or be in the same space with. I mean, and I'm just paraphrasing what her energy was, and paraphrasing some of her words. And she is true. She's correct. A lot of people won't even get a chance to meet or be around Nicki. But how many people truly do? This was a fuck up on Ice Spice's team because they should have known, like, yo, there were no more celebrations going on surrounding Nicki Minaj. What was so paramount? Let me rephrase that. Why did we need a Ice Spice and Nicki collaboration? See, this was an unneeded collaboration, but because they had just dug Ice Spice about the gutter of wherever she's from, whichever barrel she's from, they found a girl that was willing to show her ass and sell her people out and call herself something that is a slap in the face to the majority of her consumers, or the consumers of her music. See, they decided to whitewash a stick in an Annie wig, you know, all that shit. And then stick her beside Nicki and let Nicki sexualize her in the video by rubbing her ass and doing shit to the girl that Ice Spice clearly looked uncomfortable with. But she was happy with the celebration. So this was clearly a fuck up on her management team. Like, no celebrations were going on about Nicki. Nicki's star had begun to dwindle and was going down quickly. Okay? There was no purpose for them to work together other than for them to fuck over Ice Spice, literally. So she went into this determined, you know, she like, okay, I'm gonna change the trajectory of it. I'm gonna make Nicki want to work with me. I'm gonna make this happen. And when that did not, you know, when she started finding out that Nicki was really basically using her for a come up of her own and was basically trying to get her out of her money. Like, I saw the tweets or the text or whatever that her and her friend shared. And Nicki just ain't shit. Those percentages that she was trying to get from that girl on like damn near every album sold or anything that she even wrote on for somebody else is madness. So when Ice Spice figured out, no, this bitch ain't really my friend. She's not really trying to be a good mentor. You know, she was shocked. She like, damn, this bitch just like these motherfuckers that she claimed to have been protecting me from or teaching me the ropes of being around. Not to mention her heart is broke because she thought that she had a fucking friend and she did not. So now she's on this trying to clean this shit up spree. She done got caught talking about the queen. Now she kind of trapped, like, damn, I might have to do some shit to uh smooth this over so that I can continue to work in this industry. And she knows that Nicki has the power to end her. She knows that. She also knows that she does not have any talent, and her lyrics and her songs and shit that she put now ain't strong enough to keep her present. So she knows she gonna have to close her mouth and sit on some secrets. There are some things about that contract, even about her talking shit about Nicki, as she should. There are things that she did not say that maybe she should have said, and certain things that she should have told, like should have just come out and said it was Nicki that she was talking about in the first place. I mean, we knew she was talking about Nicki, but we'll humor her a little bit. There are things that she can't say about Nicki too, because she knows that if she speaks up, Nicki is going to end her career. People have already started moving on from Ice Spice's music. Here she is now in the Six of Swords stand. She is trying to maybe pander to the overseas audience. So look out for more failed attempts at reggae music. She just tried to tap that lane because she needs to grasp more audiences, because she knows that a lot of her fans are part of the Barbs. And if Nicki has even alluded to her fans that it's time to leave Ice Spice alone, she knows that they're going to move on and that's the end of her career. So she's trying to pander. She'll try some Afro beat as well. She's going to be throwing everything against the wall to try to exist because she got debts to pay. She's trapped. She signed that contract. You've got obligations that you have to make happen, regardless to whatever's going on with you and Nicki. Regardless if Nicki ends your career, you still got shit that you got to produce. Now let's talk about Nicki's mean ass in this really quick. First and foremost, Nicki went into this with a spirit of tricking Ice Spice. She was looking at it as, like I said, a come up. What can I get out of this situation? How can I use this little ugly ass girl? Because Nicki does not think that she's cute. In fact, it is interesting that the trickster card shows up. Yes, that's Nicki's energy being the trickster, but this is what Nicki thinks of Ice Spice. She thinks that she looks like Pennywise. Orange hair, white skin, this is what she thinks of Ice Spice. Nicki looks down on Ice Spice. She just looked at her as an opportunity. She like, how can I milk her? How can I use this girl for whatever it is that I can get out of her? And there it is. She used sex, obsession, addiction, and enslavement. Nicki was trying to make up a contract, which I believe that Ice Spice may have signed some of them, which is why it's a big deal to her. She may have signed some of them, and now she's beholden to Nicki in some kind of way. So Nicki thinking in her mind, like, how can I use this little Pennywise looking ass girl? How can I manipulate her? All she had to do was play like she was her friend. Act like she was there for her. I'm going to guide you. I'm going to make sure to mentor your career. I'm going to be your big sis. Even though Nicki is old enough to be Ice Spice's motherfucking mama. But okay, she slid up on there and let me be your friend, and I can show you how not to get manipulated by this industry, and I'm not gonna let them take advantage of you. And Nicki was plotting the whole rip. See, she had plans on benefiting off Ice Spice because she was the rising star. They were giving birth to this new energy of the ugly bitch, I guess, being the hot bitch, because again, Ice Spice ain't pretty. Nicki knew that. She knew that. She also knows with that star energy that although they present Ice Spice as this sex pot, Ice Spice has some deep insecurities that Nicki honed in on and manipulated and played with so that she could get closer to Ice Spice. And that's exactly what she did, honey. She's very cunning. I'll give Nicki that. She's very cunning. She knows how to play like she your goddamn friend and then stab you in the back. Whole thing is, although she was trying to help so to speak. And we put that in air quotes because she wasn't trying to help her. She was just trying to help get her pockets together because Azalea Banks was not lying. Nicki's pockets is fucked up. But we'll talk about that in the Nicki reading. Although Ice Spice's star was rising and she was sitting at the table, so to speak, Nicki wanted to make sure that she reminded her that she's the queen. And she had the energy Nicki did, had the energy of you should be lucky to even be having this experience, being lucky to sit at the table with me. You're lucky you even got a verse from Nicki Minaj. You're lucky you got a video featuring Nicki Minaj. Or your now how can I put it to make it sound real narcissistic? Because Nicki was in this with narcissistic ass energy. She like, although yeah, she's the one that this video is about. This is her video, but understand I'm the queen and I must take front and center. Pay attention to all of the pictures her and Nicki took when they were promoting their song or songs. I don't know how many motherfucking songs they got together, but I know that one song is just utterly disgusting. Not in lyrics, but in nature. Like, Nicki, you too fucking old to be rubbing on somebody's daughter. Anyway, Nicki treated it as if, girl, you ain't on my level no fucking way, so you better be glad you even sitting at the table because without me, you would still be an outsider looking in. And it was basically like, are you ready to do what we need to do to get what I want? Because Nicki didn't want shit. And she a cold-hearted ass bitch too, honey. She had already planned, like, look, if this bitch try to sidestep me, sideswipe me, anything or whatever, I'm going to tear that career down. I'm going to tear her ass up. See, Nicki was like, I'm going to be on your team as long as, I get what it is that I want. Again, it was all about what Nicki could get out of the situation dealing with Ice Spice. She didn't like her. She thought she was ugly. She thought she was better than her. Like, she felt like, don't sit me next to this motherfucker that's beneath me. But since I got to sit next to her, I'm going to get what I need up out of her. But the moment that she defaults or tries me, does whatever, I'm going to tear her ass up. And that's exactly what Nicki did. And Nicki moving like one of these men, moving like the male gatekeepers. She knew that she would be able to overtake and overthrow Ice Spice and cause some shit to hit the fan regarding her if Ice Spice rejected her or Ice Spice went against whatever agreement they had. And Ice Spice did just that. And Nicki is sitting here with her barbs and her sword in hand, getting ready to tear Ice Spice ass up. We'll do another reading on this and we'll check in on Isis and see if she's still breathing in hip hop because Nicki and her barbs are going to tear that ass up, baby. Should she have put those text messages out? Maybe not the way that, well, shit, she shouldn't have never said it because her friend helped destroy her career by putting that shit out. And you know how it goes. You go against Nicki, baby, you better prepare for the barbs. Ice Spice ain't got no backup. Didn't say she was going to just drop off, fall off, won't be heard from again. But that fade to obscurity is coming, courtesy of Nicki. I guess she finally could behead somebody because she couldn't take Cardi's head off, but she damn sure took Ice Spice's head off. I guess she finally beheaded her Dominican, huh? But y'all stay fans of Nicki. This evil ass bitch. All right.